If you're tired of getting in your own way, you are not alone. For years, I held myself back through fear and resistance, not letting myself do the things that I really wanted to do. So I'm going to share a simple mindset shift that changed all of that for me. And this one mindset shift has helped hundreds of women in my Soul Space community. I'm going to show you how I put it into practice every day, including getting into cold water. So if you have ever felt like fear is keeping you small and stopping you doing the things that you really want to do to live a life on purpose, then stay with me because this shift could change everything. It's called being 2 feet in. And now I'll explain.
This is a concept that we use in Soul Space, which is, it's the analogy of if you're standing on the water's edge and you want to go for a swim, just wanting to dip a toe in because you're afraid that it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're afraid that you don't want to feel too cold, and you think, oh, I might get in. It depends on how comfortable it is. It depends how cold the water is. Or I'll just get in really, really slowly and really gradually so that I can avoid feeling any discomfort. So we can use the concept of being 2 feet in order to live according to what matters to us. Living according to our highest values, living according to what really matters to you, what's important to you, it's important, right? It's such a big piece of being empowered. It's to live on purpose. And this allows you to be aligned with the highest version of you, with your authentic self. But the program, the unconscious program, tends to sabotage us in doing those things that we really want to do. And whenever we want to create some change, even if it's beautiful change, the unconscious wants to keep us the same. It doesn't want us to deviate because it sees safety in the familiar. But from that higher perspective, we know that these changes are not actually dangerous, and we need to not be afraid of the initial discomfort. And so from this elevated perspective, we can go, okay, I can see what's going on here. I can see the tendency to make excuses, to avoid, and I can see this well-worn pattern, but I'm going to bring this awareness, knowing that if I don't have a 2 feet in approach, 2 feet in meaning I am committed. It's commitment. This is the big piece of empowerment, is to be committed to that which is for your highest good. And I'm going to commit to this. If I don't commit, then the smaller self, is so good at coming up with all the excuses. And trust me, if there's an excuse, you will find it. As long as you allow an excuse, there will always be one, right? Our minds are very clever at coming up with reasons why we won't do it today. And just that impression in your mind of your feet just jumping into the water, none of this dipping a toe, or just, I'll just see, and I want to avoid the discomfort, right? So it takes courage, but you can do it. When I run retreats, I bring this concept of 2 feet in at the beginning of all of my retreats, because these women have already made a big commitment to show up for themselves. They've booked their ticket, they've traveled to this beautiful location, and here we are sitting together in this beautiful room. And now I say to them, with the program that you've shown up for this, it's not about now just dipping a toe in and only showing up for the sessions when you feel like it. And if you wake up tomorrow and you didn't sleep so well and you feel a bit tired, it's not like, don't treat this as an optional, as optional activities. I really encourage you to be 2 feet in, and it makes an incredible difference to the experience that they have. They open their minds and hearts, and it's like, right, I'm here, so I'm going to really be here, 2 feet in. I'm showing up for myself. And it helps them to be more present, to really reactivate the initial commitment that they made to attend the retreat. And it just makes such a wonderful difference. Now, with that initial discomfort that can come from doing something that you really want to do, whether it be attending a class that maybe you feel a bit of social anxiety, or you find it hard to stick to something, or you want to eat healthy but you just keep buying junk food and eating too much sugar, or whatever it is. It's such a wonderful thing to know that initial discomfort that comes from creating the initial change, it gets better and better and better and easier until it becomes a new habit, a new way of being. And that initial discomfort can be like a thought in the past, right? So to come back to the literal example of getting into the water, I've always loved swimming, always loved the ocean, but I used to just overthink the getting into the water and having a swim, and I would just take ages to get in, and it's just, it would annoy me that I was doing that, and I'm not like that anymore. Now I just get right in and I love it. I've amazed myself the way I now just I can't wait to get in the water, and I just run in, and I love just every time diving in. And it's not only for the benefits of getting in the water, but it's the empowered feeling that it brings to you when you overcome a block, when you overcome a fear, even if it's just something small, like literally getting into the water without, hesitation. It can take courage to do something that your heart's calling you to do, but that feeling of empowerment when you do it, it's just amazing. And that's because you are following your heart, aligning with your highest good, and being authentically you. So just curiously consider, is there anything else in my life that I could make a commitment to today? And really imagine yourself standing on the edge, and instead of just gingerly dipping a toe in because you're a little afraid, you say, this is it, I'm committed. 2 feet in, no excuses. With the 2 feet in approach, from that elevated perspective, we can see the mind's excuses. We can see the mind being afraid of discomfort, but we can choose to be 2 feet in. So it's a really simple concept, the concept of being 2 feet in, but it's a powerful one.
So hopefully you can see that being 2 feet in is about being fully committed to doing the things you really want to do that will allow you to live a life on purpose. If this idea spoke to you, I would love to hear in the comments, where in your life are you ready to step 2 feet in, to stop holding back? So drop a comment below. What is one thing that you're ready to fully step into? You are stronger than fear, and the life you want is waiting for you 2 feet in.